Good morning, all. Today is lesson 2. We are still on the Excel tricks. Last time we met, we looked at quite a number of things and examples. I think we looked at the Control Shift and the arrow keys, how you can navigate without a mouse. We went on to look at the Control and Tilde, on how we can use the Control Tilde to show formulas, especially for if you have been given a worksheet that you never developed or a model, and you just want to check on what I would call anatomy of the model. You want to see where it's hard-coded, where it's not hard-coded, how the formulas have been stringed. Then we went on to look at my favorite, and this is my favorite operation that I use, or shortcut, which is Control 1. It just gives me access to all formatting options, and we looked at it. And we went on to bring in some few bonus functions, such as the formula text, and quite a number of things that we looked at last time. So today we will move on and look at F5, how we can use F5 to apply appropriate formatting options. In modeling, however, color coding is very important. If I find a model with, say, for example, black font, or that normal font, like the way it is in here, then I know that black font represents outputs that are actually linked where there's a formula. If I find them in blue, I know that they are actually hard-coded. Hard-coded, it means like if you check on these numbers, if I just pick and type 8 here, I know that this is a hard-coded number, and the hard-coded number needs to have its own color code. Sidin, you are welcome to our academy. This is Financial Modeling Academy.
Thank you.
I know at 12 we'll be looking at financial reporting under Zika with you and Ernest. Yeah, but it's actually important that you get to start learning about these skills. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I sent you a workbook, Sidin. I sent you a workbook. Just check from your email box. This same workbook. Mm-hmm. So here, what we'll do, what we normally do is that, Natasha, what we normally do is we proceed with the modeling. You model, you don't even get worried about the color coding. After you are done, that is when now you start doing the color coding. Depending on the company that you're working for, and whether that company has adopted a color coding scheme for the workbooks or for the spreadsheets or the models. Most people don't know that Microsoft has its own color code. If you don't want to reinvent a wheel, you can still check on Microsoft. If you go to Home, for example, just as an example, if you go to Home, then you go to Sales Styles. Here you're going to find the color schemes on the model. For the model here, it will show here under data and model. You'll see it sometimes in most of my models. Sometimes I adopt the color coding by Microsoft. So like this is actually input. So where you see this color, then you know that's an input cell. This is a linked cell, note, and all that. So if I do like this, I know that this color is an input cell. And I'll show on my cover page, I'll show the color scheme of this model that you are using. But let's ignore that. Financial modelers have also come up with their own color scheme, sorry. But what they do is that they don't, at any given time when they're modeling, they start putting these color codes and all that. They don't do that. The first weight they are done with a whole model, then that is when they color code within a short period of time. And this is how you can do it using the F5. So start from up there, highlight, just see how I'm highlighting, highlight up to there.
Yes.
Okay, now that you have highlighted, you can press on your keyboard, there's those functional keys, which is from F1 up to F12. Press on F5. So if your laptop cannot allow you to doing that, obviously you can press Fn F5. If it doesn't allow you, you can use another shortcut, which is Control G. It will take you to this. Have you managed to open this box? Has it popped out? Kababa.
Yes, it has. Yes, the box has. Yeah.
So then you go, you click on special. You click on special.
Okay.
So what we are going to do here, we are going to focus on the hard-coded. Hard-coded, those that where you have just typed or superimposed a number in a cell without a formula. So this is what we are going to do. We'll go to constants. So under constants, we'll uncheck text, we'll uncheck logicals, we'll uncheck errors. So our interest is just on the numbers. We can even, let's just put even text, since we know that what you have picked is just numbers. You can even check text, it's okay, it's fine. After you have done that, then you can press OK. So it has highlighted. Don't click anywhere. Don't click anywhere. Leave it highlighted like this. Take your cursor. Check how I'm moving my cursor to home. So I'll press on home and also press on home as well. From here, we'll go to the color coding here on the font color. You click on the font color. You pick, because all hard-coded, according to financial modelers, all hard-coded, they have to be in blue. So I'll press on blue like this. Then all hard-coded, and this is, I know we'll be looking at the color scheme in financial modeling, but this is just an argument. Some of the financial modelers say that those hard-coded numbers, they should also come with the cell color, which is purple, something like that. Others, they believe that once you put it in this way, where you have just looked at the font color, that's it, it's okay. But let's just go back to home. Let's go to this bucket, the full color. Bucket full of color is never short of color. Then we pick something a bit purplish. I don't know what color is this, orange. Like this. Then you click. So that's it. So then what it shows, if you check, what it has highlighted are only numbers or text that are in that are hard-coded. So you can see it has left out all the cells which contain formulas, So it has actually gone to cells that are hard-coded. That is why you're getting the painting. So you know for sure when you check on such type of a model, you know that where I find a blue font and an orange cell color, it means that those cells, they are hard-coded. You can apply this type of trick. For example, if you have received a financial model, an integrated financial model that shows the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flows. And you know for sure that if you are looking at the forecasted cash flows, even when you are looking at the actual cash flows and balance sheet, if at all you have made your balance sheet as an output item, you should expect that everything in the balance sheet is actually linked to another cell. There's a formula in it. So you can apply this to determine which cells are hard-coded. Why did they hard-code? Is it because they failed to balance and this person who is intelligent just went on and plugged in a number just to try and balance the balance sheet? Is it what they were doing? Any questions here before we proceed to another item?
No questions at all.
Thank you. Natasha, you're very quiet.
No questions.
Okay. Sido, it's okay?
In my case, Chair, Coach.
Yeah, Coach.
I don't even understand it. Do I need to open an Excel sheet?
I've sent you this workbook that we are working on. Check in your email box. So we then now go to another important function, F9. These functions that you see, F1, F2, up to whatever, they have a meaning. For example, F7, we use it for spell check. Shift F, if I do like this, Shift F11, we use it to insert a new worksheet. So each function you see on top there has a meaning. It has a purpose. So now we go to the F9 function. Again, as a financial modeler or as a user of financial models or spreadsheets that have been created, modeled, crafted by other people. There are once in a while you have been given this model. Maybe if say you work for an energy company, say you work for Total, you have been given a model that has been designed by ERB for their own KPIs. Once in a while, because maybe they haven't locked certain cells, you may find a situation where your model starts spitting errors. Maybe you have the not applicable errors. You have the div and all these other things. You want to check and the person that created that spreadsheet you are using used maybe long formulas. Not wrong, long formulas. Long ones. And you don't know where to start from. You don't know where the error is coming from, Kababa. You can gladly use F9 to check on specific components of the formula to see where the error is coming from. Then to show you that this error is coming from cell F9 in worksheet number 3 or number 10 or number 12, depending on how complex that model is. So instead of you fishing blindly, you know the specific cell where you can go to continue investigating on where these errors are coming from. So, ladies and gentlemen, and now I introduce you to a function key. Sorry, though someone was calling, so my network got disturbed. So I'm saying,
I was even checking on my.
Yeah, it was on my side. So, ladies and gentlemen, I now introduce you to the F9 function. It shows the output of the selected component of the formula. So, for example, in here, we know that we can go into the line called implied equity purchase value. So in here, for example, you want to check what is contained in E49. So if you want to check what is contained in E49 in this formula, you take the cursor, the formula bar, and highlight it just in here, just highlight it like this. Then you can press F9. It will show you what is contained in cell F9, in cell E49. So when you press F9 like this, it shows you that there's 109.2. You can go ahead and go to another component. For example, if that cell is generating or spitting errors and you want to see which cell is causing that error. So you are a spreadsheet surgeon, you don't just want to go and start fishing anyhow, anywhere. You are very methodical in what you are actually doing. So you can still check on E55 by pressing F9 as well. So to show you that there's 8. Or you can highlight the whole thing from 109 times 8 to check the output in there, to give you the output, which is 873.6. Cover, are we there? Hello?
I'm a bit behind you.
Sorry.
Okay, let me restart.
There was a break.
Okay, let me restart.
Yeah, there's a
let me restart.
break in the internet connection.
Oh, sad. So what I'm saying is,
Okay.
you can use F9 to specifically check the formula, each component of the formula, to check what is in there, what is contained in there. For example, you have, if you check the formula bar, you have E49 times E55 minus E57 minus E59. So all you want to do is to check what is contained in E49. For example, if the output there is giving you an error, it doesn't mean that all the numbers, all the inputs in that formula are wrong. It could be that there's just one cell that is causing those problems. So you don't want to fish around a workbook which has more than 20 worksheets interconnected. So you want to check, where is this formula coming from? You have become a spreadsheet surgeon. So in this case, you go to the formula bar, check where my cursor is, you go to the formula bar and highlight E49 like this. You are highlighting a specific component of the formula to check what is in there. Is it where the errors are coming from? What is contained in E49? These are the things that you are asking. So then you can comfortably press F9. It will show you what is in that particular cell.
So, Coach, what if you don't have F9 on your keyboard? What do
F9
you
it
do?
will always be there, Sidin. These are functional keys. From escape, F1, F whatever. It has to be there. But if it's not there, I'll give you another method in which you can do this. Don't worry, I'll give you another method. Thank you for that question.
I'm using.
Eh?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you another method in a moment. Don't worry. You are the academy, so the academy will always have an alternative. Yeah. Natasha, is it okay? So for example, if I want to go to E55 to check what is in E55, I'll just highlight E55 and press F9. So it shows that in E55 there's 8. Then I can go ahead and highlight the whole formula in here and check 109.2 times 8 in Zingati. So I can do that and it will give me. Then if I want, I can still highlight the whole thing like this and press F9. Is it okay? Then it shows me the output, which is basically 729.6. Is it okay? Can I use another method? Kavava. Oh, Kavava is not even here.
Yes.
Yes.
When I
No,
press
I'm there,
F9,
Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Okay. Yes, Natasha.
I'm saying when I press F9, I'm only seeing the gamma volume thing going up. It's not
Okay,
showing
then
the
use
volume.
Shift F9. Use Shift F9. If it doesn't work, use FN, the FN, which is just the function, FN, which is next to control, and F9. I'm sure it's gonna work. Have you tried? Kababa, is it okay?
Yes, it is. Can you hear me, Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm eating, but I can.
All right, because it just keeps saying internet unstable, so I'm not sure. Whether being...
Natasha, is it okay?
Still failing.
Okay, let's try method 2. So on method 2, again, you click on formulas. Just click on formulas, on a tab, formulas. Have you clicked on formulas? I guess you have. Then you go to evaluate formula. You click on evaluate formula. I hope you have seen it. You click on evaluate formula. So this box comes in. This is similar to what we're doing by using F9, but it's even much smarter because you don't start doing my highlighting and all that. But it goes stage by stage. But that thing of highlighting, because maybe you just want to check on a specific cell. So here, you see what is being highlighted there is E49. It's underlined, meaning that is what is being highlighted. So if you press evaluate, it will show you what is in E49. Then it underlines E55. So again, if I press in E55, it will show me what is in there. Then it underlines the whole thing, which is 109.2 times 8. And if I click on evaluate, it gives me the number. But then I can go on and click on E57. So to show me there's 216 minus E59, which has been highlighted. There's 72, then it highlights the whole thing. I do like this, it shows me 144. I evaluate again, then I evaluate, then it gives me what I want. So seeding, by answering your question, this is what you can use as another method.
Sure, coach.
Kababa, is it okay?
It is. It's okay.
Natasha?
It's okay. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So here is just basically the commonly used terms. Various, should we even call it vocabulary? I don't know. But if you check these tabs that you have,
Are you chewing or something?
I was chewing. I've stopped chewing. I was chewing.
Okay.
So if you
Morning.
check on the first part here, on the tabs, where your file, home, and what? These are ribbons. It's a ribbon. Then you have what you call, just click on home. Just click on home. You have what you call launch buttons. Check where my cursor is. You have seen those arrow keys pointing downwards. Those are launch buttons. So if I click on that launch button, it will open this, which is on format cells. If I go to home again, for example, I launch a button on alignments, it will specifically show alignments. Yes. So you can use these launch buttons for that purpose. So you have the ribbon, you have the launch buttons under it, then you have groups or families. So like in this case, you have a group of alignments or a family of alignments. You have a family of numbers, you have a family of stars, you have a family of cells. You have indeed a family of font or group. They are actually called group. Obviously down there, this is where you have the worksheets. And I told you the shortcut of creating a new worksheet, which is basically Shift F11. If you want to create a new workbook, it's Control N. So you'll be able to insert a new workbook. So I had explained on the formatting color scheme. Financial modelers, they have their own best practice in terms of the color scheme. But I did show you that Microsoft has its own color scheme that you can use to color code your model, data and model. It is agreed, at least by the financial modeling community, that all inputs will be in blue text. What is a bit controversial is whether they should put a pale yellow background, which we have done up there. And I did explain to you that some financial modelers believe that it does not make sense at all to put the pale yellow background. Just having the blue text is okay for the inputs. So it is entirely up to you which school of thought you're actually going to adopt. The formulas, they will always be in black text. So if you check a model, you find that where there's blue, in some cells where there's blue, then you know that this financial modeler is trying to show you that where it's blue, it is hard-coded, and where it's black, they are formulas. The other one, I don't believe in it, and I cannot recommend that you have external references which are in green text. I always advise that do not create a financial model that has external references. Make sure that all the data that you want, the data set, is within one workbook or within that workbook, which is your financial model, so that you forget about these external referencing and start coding them in green. It is not necessary. Hello, are we there? And I did show you that you can use your F5. You can use your F5 to do your formatting. If your F5 does not work, then you press on FN F5 or Control F5. If still doesn't work, then you go to Control G. So it will open the Go To box. Then you click on Special and go to Value, to Constant, sorry, and uncheck everything and maybe leave number and text. Kababa, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just going to clarify on the external reference, but you already mentioned how don't recommend. Usually, disappears or is deleted. It's a challenge to verify the information.
So I've recommended what you should do as an academy. Your coach has recommended that don't come up with external referencing, otherwise you have serious problems with your financial model. Forget about that. Now we go to another interesting part. Another interesting part still on formulas and formatting. Here, you learn one thing. You learn a function called Control D, which is basically copying downwards. You learn another function, another shortcut, sorry, which is Control R, copying to the right. And obviously, you know about Control 1, which we are going to use it. We will use it for formatting purposes. So we start. You go to D127. Guys, my life is that I don't have specific time when to sit and start eating, because the way I'm seated here, I'll continue from your class, I'll go into financial reporting, then I'll go into other things, to dashboard modeling and whatever. So I eat just like this. So we can move on. Go to D127. Press Control 1. We got formatting. Press Control 1, then go to number, From number, go to custom down there. Mhm. So we go to custom. So under custom here, guys, delete general, delete it. Then type this. Inverted comma, yeah. Then inverted comma again, then type 0. Hello, did you see what I did? I said you delete whatever is in there, inverted comma, type here, inverted comma, then type 0. You're all quiet. Let's restart. If you want it, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can go up to H. Just highlight up to H so that we have the formatting up to there. So highlight that from D to H. Then press Control 1. Go to custom. Delete what is in under general there. Then inverted comma, type here, inverted comma, then type 0. Inverted comma, yeah, inverted comma, 0. Victor, welcome to the academy.
Thank you, Fizz. Yeah, so yeah, Control 1, custom, delete whatever, inverted comma, yeah, inverted comma 0. So following.
Okay. So after doing that, then do this thing for me. Type in D127, just type 1. Type 1. So here what you want to do, you want to forecast for 5 years. You have been given the numbers for year 1, and this is what we do when we are doing our forecasting. Depending on the assumption that you have, maybe here you've been told that the OPEX growth rate is 7%. Maybe it has been discovered that that is the average CAGR, which is the compounded annual growth rate. And you want to use it. I know I'll create a topic on forecasting, how you can use these CAGRs and the like. Those are most of the important methods that they, in the finance world, are used when they are doing their forecasting, which is the compounded annual growth rate. So we'll be using a function, and maybe I'll give that as an example here. We'll be using a function called RRI, not internal rate of return, RRI. But before we go there, so here now we know that all these cost lines, they are supposed to be grown by at 7%. So this is what we are going to do. So from here, we'll say equals. I'm going to do it with you in the wrong way so that you understand why we put the logs in the formulas, or what they call anchors. So we'll say, for example, this 244 under transport times open bracket, because we are growing by 7% to be 1 plus, we pick 7 here, the 7% there. This is wrong, but we have to do it together. Sometimes in life, we need to learn wrong things first. I know we're never told about wrong things. People don't want to teach us wrong things. But I think the most important thing, like, learn wrong things, Victor, learn wrong things. So once you learn wrong things, then it becomes easier doing the correct things. So here we are learning the wrong things. So from there, you are saying you are growing your 244, you are actually growing it.
Okay.
You are actually growing it at 7%. So you click there, the first one will be okay. From here, all you can do, you can double click there, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to highlight like this and use a function called Control D. Control D means copy downwards. That is what it means. So press Control D like this. We are getting it wrong for a simple reason, being that we haven't locked the formulas. So if you check, the first one is correct. So what you do when you have such a thing, you use the auditing tools. You can use the auditing tools to just check. So for the first one, if I use F2, just press F2 key, it shows that the first one is okay. It was hitting on the transport 244. It was also hitting on the OPEX growth rate of 7%. But if I go to the second one, I press F2, you see that it has moved. Or if I go to the second one, I go to formulas, click on formulas, then you go to the auditing tools, where you see trace precedence, trace dependence, remove arrows, show formulas, error checking, evaluate formulas. That is an auditing tool within Excel. So go to trace precedence. So to show you where this particular output or cell is picking from. So it has picked quite all right. It has picked from 130 on remuneration. But instead of picking the 7% here, it has actually picked an empty cell. This is why it is calculating the 308 times open bracket 1 plus 0. So giving you 308. This is what it is doing. Here, if I go here, I go to formulas, I go to trace precedences. It does show, maybe it's confusing. Let me remove arrows, then press on trace precedences. It shows now it's picking on shift. This is why it has found value, because it's where you find value, it means that there's a text, you are multiplying by a text somewhere. So it gives you that value error. Where you find the ref error, it means that there's a cell which was deleted or a worksheet was deleted. So it can't find the reference, the correct reference. So it has a reference problem. Where you find they're not applicable, it means that it has searched, it couldn't find it. So it says, this is not applicable, leave it, it's not applicable, it's NA. So we know that we'll have to do the correct thing. Let me just give you an example here. If you do a $sign, say you have a cell like A1, a $sign before a column, it means that you are actually locking a column. It's called anchoring anyway. If you find you have A1, then $sign, then one like that, you are actually locking a row. I know there will be a topic on this. There will be a topic on this, don't worry. If you find you have $signs like this, A1, again, another $sign, A1 like this. This means absolute locking. So we'll be looking at mixed referencing and all that, but this is basically what it means. So those $signs, it is not money. Otherwise, I was going to be very rich. Those $signs, they are locks. They anchor so that it doesn't move. So here, what we are going to do, we know we want it to move going this side. We want it to move going this side. So we are actually going to lock the row. That is what we are actually going to lock. We are going to leave the column free, but we are going to lock the row. So this is what we are going to do. So go back into E129. Go back to E129. So go into this formula bar where you have the E126, E136. Click in there. There's a shortcut which you can use to lock. It is called F4. So if F4 doesn't work, you use F4 and F4. If it doesn't work, you use Control F4. So F4 basically is for locks. So if I press F4 like this, it will do absolute locking. But this is not what I want. I want that 7% to be moving the other side within the row. So I want the $sign to be between the letter and the number. So again, I'll press F4. So it has removed, it has given me what I wanted. But for example, if I wanted the column to be locked, then I'll still have pressed F4 like this. So it was going to bring the $sign in front. Then if I do like this, then it means I'm not locking anything, but this is what I want to do. I want to lock like this. So kindly have that. Sidin, is it okay? Sidin, you are mute. Because now I feel like I'm talking to myself. Sometimes it's better having these discussions. Sido.
No, I'm following.
Okay, that's good. But following is not a good thing. I hope you are doing it as well.
I am doing it, but I was trotting behind. So
Okay. So you now have that, and you just press enter. So what you do, you highlight like this. If you are there, if you wanted, yeah, you highlight. Then you press Control D. Control D, like I said, Victor, is copy downwards. If I write a name here, I write Victor like this. I want to copy Victor downwards. I have seen some people where they do like this, copy, then they come here and do Control V. You're just wasting your time. You are wasting your time. Well, just down there, you just press Control D. You copy what is up there. Or you can do like this. Are we there?
Yes, boss, following. Victor is a good name.
So here, then what we can do, guys, instead of having here 0, I want you to have here, instead of having here 1, because this is your base year, these are your actuals, which you are trying to grow to your forecast, into your forecast periods. So just type 0 like this, so that we have here 0. Now, in E127, type equals, pick that here 0 plus 1. Do like this. Okay, okay. Then now, we will need to find the total, our OPEX total. So you go to D134. So on D134, you will need to sum that. So the shortcut to sum is out and equal sign. So you press out, hold out, then press your out sign like this, then press enter. So you have out and equals or out plus. Is it okay? I guess it is. That's a shortcut to summing. Victor, you're on mute, but it shows as if you are saying something. Okay, so we can put the borders, guys. So in putting,
Is it clear now? Yeah, am I
yes,
clear?
yes, I can hear you.
But a question: when we moved from year 0 to year 1, what key did we use? I didn't particularly pay attention.
No. What we did, we just remember we had already formatted that. We just press equal sign. You pick the year 0, then +1, just +1 like this.
Okay.
Yeah, and because we have already put the formats. Okay, so after summing, we want to put the borders. Go in the total amount here where we have 1314. Press Control 1 and go to border. Go to border. So the first part, maybe you want to have the dotted lines depending on what type of thing you want. So you can go here if you want to have the border on top, or you can click here. You have an option of clicking like this, or you take your cursor up to there, any of the two. Then if I want now the touch this line, the double line, borders, then I can pick this, or I can click there directly, or I can just pick there. So this is what I have, and I can press OK and I have this type of formatting. Now, you want that same formatting to sit as well in year 1. So you can highlight like this. So this is where now you can use your control R. Control R, see, it means you are copying rightwards. You are copying to the right. Control D, you're copying downwards. There's no control L where you're copying left because it won't make sense.
Yeah.
So from here, then you can press Control R like that. So you find that it even gives you the formatting that you want. Interesting. Now, this is where the magic is. This is where the magic is. So we can do like this, guys. We can highlight. Up to I. Highlight up to I. We're trying to do the forecasting, and maybe someone was given us this particular assignment is dictating time, that we should do it in a very, very short period of time, this forecast. Have you highlighted? Kababa, have you highlighted? Guys,
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Sorry, it's like this delayed.
We have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so from here now, you can then now press Control R and check how you're going to do. It's a smart way of forecasting, guys. You just press Control and then press R like this, like magic.
Okay, interesting. Interesting.
Sure, Sidin. I want to see you. I want to see you, Sidin. I want to see you. And once you learn these skills, it is very addictive. It's very addictive, but it's worth learning. Victor, is it okay?
Yeah, you're a genius.
So this is how you do it. You'll be a guru. Very soon you'll be a guru. Very soon you'll be a guru.
What about the borders? I think I missed the borders.
Yeah?
I missed the borders.
Oh, okay. Let me just undo so that we do it again. So we didn't have the borders. So this is what I said, always adopt my shortcut, my favorite shortcut, which is Control 1, because it takes you to the world of formatting. So you press Control and 1. You go to borders. So under borders, we picked the first one, this dotted line. But I said that you have a choice of clicking in this box like this. You can see it as highlighted, or you can just go directly. You know what you want. You want it to be on top. So you can click there. So it highlights that. Then we say, which one do we want to put downwards? The double borders. I'll click that. Then I'll come here or I'll get there. So I'll click nicely, click here like this. Then I'll press like that. So I have formatted this. Then now I want to go into year 2. So I'll just highlight and Control R, meaning that it has even copied the borders. Then now I can pick this up to here and highlight up to I. Then I can say control R like that. So there can be an argument on OPEX growth rate that maybe in year 2, you are actually seeing a situation where maybe the economy is actually going to go down and all that. You can simply, after you've done the model, you can simply change it to 6% or whatever percent that you are, maybe the statistics, obviously when you're using these assumptions, it could be you're using them based on your trends or based on your GDP, based on the macro fundamentals out there that are not within your control, and you let experts do the forecasting and you get these numbers and use them. So you can do that. Is the formatting okay now?
It's okay.
Okay, sure. Okay. So, okay. Check on the, maybe I just show you just a bonus. On forecasting. I'll do this. For example, what should I use? Let me just check if I have data somewhere. There's just something I want to open, guys. Some data I want to pick. Okay, this is just an example. Let me not just pick real data here. Let's just say, for example, you have what example did I give? Okay. For example, it's the population. Maybe the population of Lusaka. So we show from maybe 2015 to 2018. Or let me just say, okay.
The edge.
There? I can't get you. So I just want to show you how you can forecast. Say in
Yes, I'm just saying include the edge.
The edge. Okay, but let's just give numbers. Let's say generally, Lusaka population. Let's say Lusaka population is 19,000. Not that it is 19,000, just as an example. Then here you have maybe 22,000. In 2017, maybe you have 21,600, 22,300, for example. Then in 2018, you have 22,800. In 2019, you have 21,150. So in 2020, you have, or not 21, let's say 22, sorry. Then in 2020, we have 22,340, just as an example. I want to introduce you to a common forecasting method that they use in the financial world at Wall Street and all that. So in 2021, we are trying to forecast 2021, for example, 2021. (2022) and 2023. So from here, just highlight from 2015 to 2020. Just highlight that. So highlight from 2015 to 2020. Then press Control 1 again. You'll get tired of Control 1. Then here, you can, under General, after General, you can press A. You can press A, you can type A under General. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just type 0A like this. 0A. Meaning A as actual. 0A as actual. Then press OK. Then from 2021 going to 2023, again highlight and press Control 1. There you can press F after General, or you can just type 0F so that it shows that it's a forecast. Then press OK. So it does show that you have the actuals. These are numbers. You have the actuals. Then you can even do like that. You can highlight, press Control 1 again, go to the borders, put your border, your favorite border, outline, fill. You can press even gray or whatever color you want. So that you have something like that. Actually, I've seen most of the, like if it's World Bank and the IMF, most of their charts and tables, they always use the gray color like this. I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm just trying to show you. So here now, what you want to do, you want to calculate, automatically you want to calculate your CAGR in terms of the percentage. What's the percentage growth? So you type CAGR, which is CAGR. It's compounded annual growth rate. And in the finance world, they'll just say CAGR. So from here, then now, you want to know the percentage growth, your compounded annual percentage growth from 2021 to 2020. So in here, you say equals RRI. Not internal rate of return, those things you are learning. No, RRI. So you can press tab. You press tab, then Control A so that you see what it is. So I've opened it like this. So in this case, the number of periods, guys, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 periods. You type 5 there. The present value, which is this 19 in 2015. What is your future value? Is your 2020. You press there. And press OK. So it shows you, take it percentage. So it shows you that the annual growth rate of Lusaka, sorry, it has been growing at an average rate of 3.3%. So then now you can do using CAGR, you can nicely forecast the population of Lusaka. So in here, this is what you would do. You say equals, you pick for 2020 there, times open bracket, 1 plus your CAGR. This one, you lock it, you absolutely lock it. So you press F4, meaning that you're going to have 4 locks. You are going to have, sorry, 2 locks. The one that is actually locking the column and also locking the row. So that is what you do. Then you can press enter. So in here, you can highlight now that you know about copying to the right. After you've highlighted, you humbly press Ctrl R. There's something wrong. I don't know what is happening here. Oh, there was some space, huh? So I didn't see this space, the K1. So I'll take this formula here and do that. I didn't see that space. Okay, now it's okay. Then I'll bring this here, sorry, like that. I didn't see that. So by using compounded annual growth rate, you are in a better position to forecast using CAGR. I know I have another class at 12, but I can quickly show you some few techniques in terms of the shortcuts, how you can effectively use these shortcuts. You know, when people are using the shortcuts, they do it so quick that you don't see what they're trying to do. But it's a very easy technique. What it is that if you press the Alt key, for example, it shows these numbers here. Those are shortcuts. So for example, if I want to go to F, I'll press the F key. If I want to go to File, so it will take me to that. So if I want to go to Options, I'll press T, because Options, there's a T there. I'll press T, but I do it so quickly because I do it so quick that you will not see what I'm trying to do. So it will bring me to this. So if I press Alt key, for example, I want to go to formulas, I'll just press M. So I check, oh, do I want to go to trace precedence or whatever? I'll press P until show that there is no precedence there.
Fees, sorry, sort of lost a bit on the formula for the incremental for the population using CAGR. Could you just go through it again? Thank you.
Okay. Let me just do that. Okay, let me just click this. I copy it because bring it here. Oh. Okay, let me just leave it there. So the formula for CAGR, I'll just remove this. So under CAGR, there's a function that we use, which is called RRI. So you say equals RRI. So you can press Ctrl A just to open the functional argument. So it shows the number of periods. Here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 2020 is 5. So you type 5. The present value is 2015. The future value is 2020 in terms of the actuals. Just do that. Victor, is it okay? So you press OK then. So this is a formula. You take its percentages if it's not in percentage. So it shows that the population of Lusaka has been growing at, on an annual basis, at about 3.3% compounded. So then in 2021, obviously, it's going to be this times open bracket 1 plus the 3% there. Or I lock it if I want it, then I do like this. But the problem, because of this gap here, I can't pull the thing. I can just do this, same thing, times 1 plus, I lock the Kaga and do that. Then I can highlight and press Ctrl R. Okay.
Okay, just hold. Hold it. So, yeah. Locked. Okay, brilliant stuff. Done. Okay, so yeah.
Okay. And it works well, even when you're doing your energy projections where you're not very sure, you can use that trend. Use your Kaga and to just show you, then you can compare with your actuals. Even on a month by month basis, you can do the same thing. Then obviously now it will be called MAGA because it will be monthly, or it will be called, they call it CMGR, but I don't know how to pronounce it, CMGR, to be compounded monthly growth rate. You can do that, especially for your energy sales. And you can compare with how the actuals is coming from. You find that the margins are quite minimal. Okay. So I know at 12 hours, I'm going to another class, financial reporting. But then I was just trying to show you the tricks on the shortcuts. You see some people, they look so fluent on the keyboard and all that. But if you play it in slow motion, you'll be able to see the trick. Like, for example, if I want to put grid lines here, just see what I'm going to do. You have seen I've put grid lines. This is a shortcut. But let me play it in slow motion. In slow motion to be out. Then I'll go to page layout, which is basically P. I'll press P key. Then I'll go and remove grid lines, which is VG. Then I'll press VG. That is in slow motion. So if I want to remove the grid lines, again, I'll press out. I'll press P in slow motion. This is in slow motion, Sidin and Kavava. Then I'll go and press VG. But if I do it quickly, I'll do like this. Then you'll be surprised, how did you remove all these things? I'm just doing it very fast so that you don't see. But otherwise, in slow motion, it shows what I'm trying to do. So if I'm going to home, it will be out H. I'll press like this. Then I'll go, if I want to highlight, I'll press H. Then now I'll do like this and press the color that I want to pick. So if I'm here, let me just check where there are formulas. So if I'm here, I want to go to trace precedence. I know I'll press Alt M. then I'll press P. So it will show me the precedence. But I'll do it so quick that you won't see those numbers. Hello? Okay, so we'll be closing, but before we close, before we close, as per tradition at the academy, as per tradition, you need to, I'll choose 2 people to check out. I'll choose Kawawa and Victor. Maybe Victor, you can start.
Okay, thank you, Fiz. Sorry again for joining the training late. Yeah, but it's quite interesting. I think it's interesting to learn that you can actually forecast a lot of data using Excel, and of interest is to know how to use the Control D, the Control R, and Control 1. I think that, like you're saying, practice makes a lot of improvement. There is actually more to learn, and it's very beneficial. So hope that Coach, you send the video again.
I will.
Yeah, so that we continue practicing. Thank you.
Thank you. Kawawa?
Maybe just before Kabaku.
Yeah, get in Sido, get in Sido. And show your video. I want to know where you are, Sido.
Coach, I see this is very interesting, especially from my website. There is too much of focus, the focus projections. So this is very interesting for me. And
show your video. I always like it when you're on video.
yeah, I'm saying that to me, I work with quite a number of projections, and this will be very interesting for me. And when I look at how figures come out, we do a lot of mind boggling. When if you have sufficient skills, it's very easy. Yeah, so I find this very educative and very beneficial. Yeah, I would really appreciate the video so that step by step I also follow.
Yeah. And Sidney, obviously, we're going to financial reporting. We'll be looking at financial analysis at about 12, maybe slightly after 12. But after that, then we'll go to your report so that we try to do some analysis and just check after financial reporting. So just you and me today, we are stuck.
Sure.
Yeah.
And also I look at the best practice in terms of colors, in blue, represent food, the formula is in black text. You also told us not to follow the green text because it represents the external references. So we are stuck to the 2 color things.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay. Kavava, so that we finalize and is Kavava there? Oh, we have lost him. He hasn't had the very good internet today.
Maybe we can ask Natasha.
Yeah. So Natasha, please do the checkout as per tradition. Unmute yourself, Natasha.
The lesson has been beneficial, hoping to learn more. I think for me also the forecasting part is really something that I'm benefiting from, considering the statistics department that I'm working in. So it's really beneficial, and hoping that with time we'll get more savvy as you are.
You'll be a guru.
Hopefully.
Okay, thank you. Although I've also designed a course on data analytics and analysis, modeling realities in uncertain environment. I'll advertise that when that time comes, but first maybe we'll focus on these things. Tomorrow, I don't know what time we can meet. I'm very much available. Can one suggest what time we can meet tomorrow?
I would suggest maybe after lunch, maybe so that we can all have our church programs. Hi, Mr. Fitzpatrick. Sorry, my network has been erratic. It's coming, going. It's been quite a challenge. So maybe afternoon. I'm not sure.
Okay, I have 14 hours. 14 hours. I have a meeting. I would suggest 16 if it's okay with you. We can meet maybe from 16, 17. Yeah, what time?
About 7:30, so that we do even.
They can't manage wake up. It's only you. We can meet for cash flows at 7:30. You can meet for cash flow seeding before you go to church. But I think for modeling, these guys they wake up late. I think I'm just assuming. As a modeler, we work with assumptions.
Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. So.
Okay, because I was.
Is 7:30 agreed?
Yeah, 7:30 for me is okay.
Is it 7:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
There is no bus on Sunday.
7:30 is in the morning. 7:30 is the morning. So I don't know. Can we agree on the time? They will not manage to wake up.
Yeah.
Some people hangovers. You see. For me, it's all right because, like today into Sunday, I don't sleep that much. I always watch UFC, so I start watching my fights around 03, and they normally go up to 6:30.
Okay.
That's very weird. How do you watch fights? But 7:30 is a bit too early.
That's what I like. I don't like soccer. Soccer is very common, so I don't go for soccer. Yeah.
Okay. We can see how skewed your mind is, but 16 hours is fine.
Yeah, I second Mr. Victor.
16 hours. So meaning seeding, we can meet for the cash flows at 7:30 tomorrow. Today we have to do financial analysis. Yeah. So thank you so much. Seeding, we can reconvene after 5 minutes. Just rest a bit and tell NST to also join in. Thank you. Twatogera sana, twasanta mwane, twalumbaga patri tumeza holo. Bye-bye.
Mr. Fitzpatrick, have you recorded this class?
Yes, it's actually been recorded. After that, I'll post it and I'll send it.
All right. I think I'll need it. All right.
Okay, thank you so much and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.